gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
Now it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Cameron Jordan, his second sack of the night.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now here's Michael Dixon, and no room for it. And from their own end zone, it's a fake, and he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And my goodness, that means this next drive will begin 4 yards from the end zone already. Offense back out now for first and goal after the successful fake. Trying the left side with Kamara. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second.
Here we go.
They'll run it with Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints have taken the lead. It's the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did. Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
14.
Wilson now to throw on third down. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. He's got Lockett. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught, and he is in for DK Metcalf. 43 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point up and through by Myers. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that
blitz coming, and down he goes. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Now Breeze. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up fourth. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They do go for it. It's Breeze. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they get into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are going to take the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now Breeze. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's caught at the 25. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. They start the second half with Kamara, and they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Yellow lady. Right there, 54 Mike. Watch QB draw. Watch QB draw. Here we go, here we go. Check him up. Check the call, check the call.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Taking it in from a yard out. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. Looks good on the extra point, and the lead is now 2. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10.
Zebra. 56. 56, right there, 56. Here we go, let's bring it.
Here's Wilson. They'll roll him out. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from it. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage, another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Now Wilson. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. Now it's Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And this will be a pickup of 4 here, up to their own 20.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. The 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 81 yards. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen, took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back. And fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Stepping up, he's good. Wilson hit, it's loose, it's out, fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here's Wilson to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just...
And he's going to go down again. A.J. Klein, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Cameron Jordan make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ready? 5-9. You're good, you're good. 5-4, ready. General West. Back. Check, check. Lucky. Easy, opposite.
On second down, Kamara. And some space here. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 37 yards. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Saints. And that rushing touchdown is fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Throwing on second and long. Wilson. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up.
Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Shifts by him, and he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. And the pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. picked off by Von Bell.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Trying to lay one up deep. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Here I come.
Now Breeze. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Tight end right. Hey, 4 down. Kill. Hey, break it down, fellas, break it down. Mike 50. You gonna see me in your Topper.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Mike 50. Hey, watch your leg.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on 4th down.
Tight right. We go 21. Hey, we got 4 down. Let's go, Mike 50.
The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They still can't get it. Step Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Cassius Marsh, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
No, this offense is staying put. They're just 1 for 4 in these situations so far, but they're going again on 4th down. Bree's going to go on 4th down. And he's going to go down again. Jaron Reed. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
I'm coming.
Throwing is Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his second touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Match the score, Saints 45, Seahawks 35. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Bree's going to throw here. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that's caught inside the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Hey, exit.
To throw is Breeze. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Watch the twist. Mike's 5-4.
Breeze to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the interception, here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Eli Apple. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. 11. Hey, Haywood.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Going up top. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win.